Alright, so people at the front, these are the 3 people you're trying to impress, right? Don't try and bribe them as they make their way up to the... Yeah, none of that, right? Okay, they're going to be sat just up there. These are the guys that are going to be looking on you, alright? Okay, give them a little round of applause as they make their way up to the Now, speaking of Chicago, we have a couple of guests. Yeah, we have a couple of other people, apart from Peter, to help us warm up this stage. It's not very fair to simply say, okay, I've done all my intro spiel, let's just get the first team out here, and let's warm this stage up. Are you ready to have the stage warmed up a little bit? Yeah. Shall we warm this stage up a little bit? Yeah. Alright, the first guy that I'm going to bring out to warm this stage up for us, you know what? Amazing. Some of you guys that have been on the project that went to the community building day will recognise one of the pieces that he's going to read, and you'll go, wow, that was him. I remember that. Look. Oh no. Look. Oh yeah. Right? That's what's going to happen right now. That's what we expected to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Chicago, please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Adam Lynk.
I'm from where criminal elements reign subliminal, subtext critical, to understanding why folks are miserable, equivocal about the subtlety of its poverty, where mayors and aldermen don't acknowledge equality. Here, desperation is texts and faces, and fate's a patient whose illness is never abated. Mayoral laziness, police crave illegitimate payments and wash blood off presidents' faces before tipping their waitresses. Cases thrown out the system, corruption's a religion. Daddy Daley's its savior and gentrification's its mission. See, we straight-lace, make papes, and take states' evidence. Our heart rate paced by Great Lakes, and we fake measurements of ghetto settlements. Our selective tourism board is splitting by race, ethnicity, creed, and they spurn fishing. Sterility administered by prosperity. Evil's a cancer cell, and Chicago needs chemotherapy. Dear Mayor Daley, I wrote this to a breakbeat. Walking down a paved street, past a family late on dailies, and their little children are asking me when their pain's gonna cease. The couch is burning, 8 feet from their reach, and it's too late to hear the same speech since your stockyard's closed and your educators can't teach. Mr. Mayor, I wrote this to a broken heartbeat because I'm sick of seeing children sleep on your streets. And we keep rebuilding, peeling at steep ceilings, but when the snow leaves, we return to dealing because this heat isn't healing. Underfunded public budgets, busing children into prisons. Our stunted youngins, stuttered tongues are always slipping. And we're surrounded by panoramas of bad examples, trampled beneath poverty's feet to their heartbeats at a standstill. Large-scale segregation miles west of Boston, we've caused our losses. Fathers that daughters are cut off from. Blues is a way of life. Truth is a sacred fight. And all the capers that you're casing a taste of tapered light. Where protectors injected cold blood in Fred Hampton. Police academies teach brutality as a rule and a standard. It's project homes or poems with broken stanzas. Protests, grown from vocal tones of hopeless phantoms. An hourglass cracked by the strength of its sand grains. Agonizing all the pain maintained in my quatrains. Dear Mayor Daley, I wrote this to a breakbeat. Walking down a paved street, as the family laid on dailies, and their little children are asking me when their pain's gonna cease. Their couch is burning, 8 feet from their reach, and it's too late to hear the same speech, since your stockyard's closed, and your educators can't teach. Mr. Mayor, I wrote this to a broken heartbeat, because I'm sick of seeing angels sleep on your streets.
I'm going to bring us out one more Chicago guest, if that's okay by you. Yeah. It's a real trip for me because the highest scoring team from this competition, we get to take to Chicago, right? So So I get to go, funnily enough, to Chicago every year. It's really nice. But the interesting thing, the reason I bring this up is because I've seen both Adam and the gentleman that you're about to see on this stage, I've seen both of them over the years kind of grow through programs like this to the amazing dynamic performers that you're seeing on this stage today. And their poetry has taken them from Chicago to get them here today. Right? I think that in itself deserves a round of applause. Feeling a little greedy right now, I've got 2 mics for use, but forgetting all that, I'm going to bring the next gentleman on. His name is, and I want you to make more and more noise, the applause has to get louder as we go through. Make some noise for David Gilmer!
Josh and Enrique spray-painted stanzas on school walls to scramble stencil stereotypes they had been forced to succumb to since they entered school. I expelled them. Secretly wished I could be out there with them, but this summer I was the teacher on the other side of the wall. They left school, heads high like fresh soldiers, knew what would happen when Josh's mom found out. And they were right. Josh's mom was pissed. See, 3 of her sons been tagged on the Wicker Park streets, bloodstains outlined in white chalk marks, neighborhoods scrambled with body borders, empty like heads after gunshots punch everything on the sidewalks. And I wanted to tell her that I wished we could build walls tall enough to protect our children. On the outside, we'd let them spray paint wild-style fears, and on the inside, they could fill in bubble-letter dreams. And we would resurrect dead heartbeats with breakbeats, and rewind records to give the streetlights back their electricity so that no one ever has to live in shadows. But she knows, like I do, the walls are never as safe as they seem. And 3 months later, I found out that Enrique had been shot. And now, everywhere I look, men in orange jumpsuits are whitewashing walls that once belonged to color. And I wonder, when the city gonna start spending money power washing bloodstains from sidewalks, set of wild style from subways? Why it is that the only color I see in Chicago anymore is red, and it's dripping from school walls. And now, I'm the ambulance driver watching Sharon Jarnigan hold last breath of dying 9-year-old son, buffed by 7th floor sniper window in a neighborhood whitewash ain't touched yet. I'm the store owner watching Eric Morris fall 14 stories to death like a candy wrapper wriggling through the air. I'm the teachers of the 33 Chicago public school students murdered this year. I've been punched out, and y'all know it don't stop. And I want Kaiser and Ramon and all other graffiti writers lost to the body border buff to come back and bomb Pritzker Elementary School with a redless wild stop. I want J.U. Ice to battle Chicago Housing Authority, lead him wide-eyed and choking on stage with a spotlight on how empty his response is. I want all MCs to spit swan song in Wicker Park, for B-boys to freeze like headstones, for Tribe to come back, so Enrique can ask them, can I kick it? Yes, you can I kick it? Yes, you can I kick it? Yes, you can, well, I'm gone.